Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I wanted to show you how to do the Drunken Granny Stitch. And as it may sound like, you do have the clusters of 3 double crochet just like you would have the normal granny stitch. But then there's an additional chain 2 and another double crochet. And they're a little bit offset. So as you come back and forth each row, you can see here's one row and then the next row is offset. And it's just a pretty nicey and lacy stitch. This is a blanket that I just finished, and I used a nice soft yarn for a baby blanket. I did not put a border on this one. It has really nice straight edges on it. So I just want to quickly show you the yarn I'm going to be using today. It's just some leftover scrap yarn I had. It's just Karen Cotton Cakes in a size H crochet hook. It's I like to use the Odyssey because I'm getting some arthritis in my hands, and I find that having a bigger shank like this helps me. So anyways, without further ado, this sample size is going to be 19 stitches, foundational chain stitches that I've used. Your multiples are 5 plus 4. So I did 10 plus 4, which brings me to the... No, I'm sorry, I did 15 plus 4, which brings me to the 19. Good grief, I can't even count. All right, so let's get our first row. And the first row is the setup row. And then row 2 is a little bit, just because of the wording when you're working into the stitches of the first row, but really your repeat is going to be row 3 all the way through. So we're going to skip 5, so we don't count the chain on the hook. So we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? That counts as 1 double crochet and 2 chain spaces, okay? Then into the next chain, gonna yarn over. So into the next chain, we're gonna do 3 double crochet. So there's your granny cluster. There's 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Yarn over, and right back in that same spot, we're going to do another double crochet. Okay. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is skip 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the next chain, which is this one, we're going to do the 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to repeat that. Whoop, I can't get it in there. There we go. I'm struggling today. Okay, here we go with 1. That's what you, depending on how long you have yours, this, the skipping of the 4, and doing this 3 double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet in the next, or in the same stitch, is what you would do however long you have your chains for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one. Yarn over, put your hook in, and then here we go with our double crochet. There's 1. And my yarn is tangling up. Here we go. 2, I should say 3. See, I cannot count today. I should maybe just start over. My goodness. And then there's her double crochet. Okay. And now what we do is we repeat. We'd repeated those, right? We'd repeat those however long we needed to until we have 3 chains left, which I have 3. 1, 2, 3 chains left. Then we're going to skip the 2, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the last stitch. Because remember that when we skipped those stitches in the beginning, that counted as a double crochet plus a chain 2. Okay, so we're going to turn. We turn at the end of each one, and now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet. Then what we're going to do is right inside of the chain. We're now just going to work in the side of the chain 2 stitches of the previous rows. Okay, so we're going to yarn over and we're going to do just what we did, the 3 double crochet and chain 2 and a double crochet. So that is our pattern all the way across. This is so simple, and it's such a nice little variation on the granny stitch. So chain 2, yarn over, go back into the same hole. Now I'm going to tell you the part that I had a problem with when I wasn't counting and I wasn't paying attention is that additional double crochet after the chain 2. Oftentimes, if I had to rip out a row, because I would come to my spot in the row before and I wouldn't have the chain 2 I could work through, because I would have done the 3 double crochet and just moved on. So then I would have to rip out a row and a half. Or I actually did that probably 4 or 5 times in the baby blanket. It was kind of frustrating. So then I started checking the rows before I started the next row, because in case I was watching TV or talking, or you know how it goes. You get distracted and then you forget to finish this off, because it's not like your normal granny stitch. But you can kind of get in that habit, okay? And so now we skip all the way over all of this stuff. Now we're going to end up with 1 double crochet into the 5th chain. So this top little stitch right here, that end one, we're going to do a double crochet. Okay, so this is how we're looking so far. See, it's starting to take shape, that little zigzag shape. You got them going this way and you got them going that way. So we're going to turn it. We got to turn it at the end of each row. And I'm going to take off a little bit more yarn. Okay, and so this is the repeating pattern all the way through. You're going to chain 3. And then you yarn over, and then you do your 3 double crochets. 2, 3, untangle my yarn, get the speck of dirt off of here, chain 2, and then a double crochet. Okay, and then we skip to the next chain 2 space, double crochet. Whoops, come on. 2, 3, chain 2, a double crochet, and then we go to our last chain 2 space, and we work our 3 double crochet, 3, chain 2, and then a double crochet, and then we just go to the top chain of the previous row, chain 3. So again, right in that little spot right at the end here, we just put our hook through and work a double crochet, and that is your pattern all the way through. So when we start the next row, we turn it, and then we're going to do our chain 3 and do the system all over again. So that is our Drunken Granny Stitch, and I hope that you make it. Well, this would be pretty for a scarf. This would be pretty for, as I said, a baby blanket. I'm making a baby blanket out of it. It's just, it's an extremely easy stitch to do. So if you're a beginner, as soon as you learn the granny stitch, you could probably progress to this stitch. It could be the next step in your learning cycle. And if you've been crocheting for a while, it's a nice one to watch TV and relax and spend time with family and do and make something pretty. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful week.